Hey everyone, and welcome. So, have you ever wondered why you get instantly totally obsessed with some apps while others just, well, they gather digital dust on your phone? Today, we're jumping into the awesome psychology behind why we stick with some apps and ghost others. And it all boils down to a fascinating story of the heart versus the head. All right, let's just kick things off with a number that is probably going to shock you: 3.8%. That's it. According to the research, that is the tiny, tiny fraction of people who are still using an entertainment app just 30 days after they installed it. That means for every 100 people who download an app, less than 4 stick around. I mean, wow, right? It is tough out there for an app. You know you have. We all do it. We all have that digital graveyard on our phones, right? Full of apps we were super excited about for like 5 minutes, and then we completely forgot they even existed. So the big question is, why? Why do we abandon them? Well, the answer is way more interesting than you'd think. Okay, so to get this, we need to understand the core funda, the basic principle of it all. It turns out, especially for the apps we use just for fun, there isn't just one simple way to get us hooked. Nope. The research shows there are actually two totally different psychological routes. And the path we end up taking, well, it often depends on who we are. First off, let's get on the same page. We're talking about what researchers call hedonic apps. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying all the fun stuff. Your Instagram, your Netflix, your games. These are the full time pass apps, the ones built for pure enjoyment, not for, slogging through work emails. Now, the ultimate goal for every single one of these apps is to achieve something called stickiness. This is like the secret sauce, the magic that keeps you coming back day after day. It's when an app becomes totally chipku. That's a great Hindi word that just means clingy or, well, sticky. It just latches onto you and becomes part of your routine. So how on earth do they pull that off? And this slide right here, this is the core finding. The research suggests there are two main ways an app can become chipku. For female users, it's often a dil se path. That's from the heart, a direct emotional connection. For male users, though, it's more of a dimog se path, or from the head, an indirect route that takes a little detour through the brain first. Let's break this down. Okay, section 2. Let's really dig into this first path, the dil se, or from the heart approach. The research links this one more strongly with female users, and it is all about that immediate feeling, that gut reaction. Now take a look at this model from the study. It might seem a little complicated, but just follow the arrow. See how the hedonic benefit, which is basically that feeling of fun and enjoyment you get, it flows in a straight line directly to app stickiness. There are no stops, no detours. It's basically a love-at-first swipe model. If the app feels good, if the design is nice, boom, the connection is made right then and there. And the study itself puts it perfectly. It's a direct, emotional pathway resulting in immediate app attachment. So for this path, the logic is really simple. Hey, I enjoy this, so I'm going to keep using it. The feeling is the reason. It's an instant gut-level decision. All right, on to section 3. Let's flip the coin and look at the second path, the demog se, or from the mind approach. The study connects this one more to male users. And as you're about to see, there is a really critical extra step in this whole process. Okay, we're back to the model, but this time, follow the arrows for the male pathway. See that? The enjoyment doesn't go straight to stickiness. It takes a little detour through that box in the middle that says satisfaction. And that is the crucial extra step. It's the, hold on, let me think about this filter. The brain kind of goes, okay, this is fun and all, but am I actually satisfied with it? Is this worth my time? And only after it gets that conscious nod of approval does the app actually stick around. And again, the research nails it with this phrase, deliberative cognitive evaluation. I mean, it sounds super academic, but all it means is that the enjoyment isn't quite enough by itself. The brain needs to process it, weigh the pros and cons, and give it a rational stamp of approval. It's a much more analytical journey to becoming a loyal user. But wait, this is where it gets really, really interesting. These two paths, dil se and demog se, they aren't just fixed in place. The research found this brilliant little twist. The more you actually use an app, the more obvious these differences become. And this illustrates it perfectly. So think of how often you use an app like a volume knob. When you're a low or casual user, the differences between the two paths are really quiet. You can barely notice them. But as you start using it more, moving into that heavy power user territory, that volume knob gets cranked all the way up. The dil say versus demog say split becomes loud, crystal clear, and totally obvious. Your habits literally amplify your psychological pathway. Okay, so for our final section, let's talk about the big so what. Why should you care about any of this? Well, because this isn't just some dusty old theory. It has real-world consequences for literally every single app sitting on your phone right now. So here's the bottom line. The idea of a one-size-fits-all app, it's a total myth. It just doesn't work. To survive on our phones, developers can't just build one experience. They need to create one that speaks straight to the heart, with immediate fun and great design, and another one that satisfies that analytical mind with clear value. And this is what explains your personal app graveyard. All those apps you deleted, they were probably just speaking the wrong language to you. And that kind of leaves us with one final question to chew on. When you decide to keep an app on your phone, what's really driving that choice? Is it that instant emotional yes from the heart? Or is it a more careful, analytical, okay, this is useful, from your head? In other words, what's your app style? Are you dil-say or demag-say? Think about it the next time you download something new. Thanks for tuning in.